Hi, Rebecca Beasley and Rebecca Barron here from Cruise Planner Seas World Travel. We wanted to talk about our review of the entertainment on Carnival Mardi Gras. So, one thing that I want to mention first is the casino was amazing.
This is the largest casino I have ever seen. I still get lost in it 8 days later.
It was crazy. I mean, it's huge, absolutely humongous for a cruise ship to have a casino that size.
Yeah.
Now, if it would pay better, I would like it even more, but that's a different story. But, it was a really, really nice casino. So that was a highlight for me.
And I think it's good to mention, too, on this casino, because it is so big, the smoking and non-smoking sections are completely separated. So, if you're a non-smoker, you can't even smell the smoke coming from the smoking section because this casino is so huge that it doesn't combine it all like a lot of cruise ship casinos do.
Yeah, and the air quality control is really good. So even though they're not separated by a wall between smoking and non-smoking, the smoking section is kind of tangent off. So you've got a non-smoking section. You come down and you have another and then the smoking is further off this way. So it was kind of interesting the way they did that. But yes, it was huge. And they've got a lot to choose from, whether it's table games or slots. They had a lot to choose from.
A lot of slots. I have never seen so many slot machines.
Obviously if you go to Vegas or a big casino, but on a cruise ship, normally your selection is limited. It was not that way. The shows, we only did one show. We did a late night comedy hour, and it was okay. I've seen better on other ships, so it was not my favorite, but they were okay.
Yeah, this is the first comedy show I've ever been to, believe it or not. Out of all of my cruises, I've never been. And yeah, I just thought it was okay, but it takes a lot for a comedian to get me to laugh. So there was a couple of times I was kind of like, that's funny, but no, it was just okay.
It's always my favorite to go to a late night comedy. So every ship I go on, I go to the late night comedy hour. And we didn't go earlier in the week. We missed it earlier in the week. So they had changed comics. I don't know if they would have been better than these. But they were okay. I liked them and I enjoyed it. The other thing I liked here was we did Family Feud live.
That was really good.
On the ship. And that was one of our highlights, actually.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun.
It was funnier than the comic show, honestly.
It was. So that was really fun to do that. We wanted to get in on the new Deal or No Deal, but the scheduling didn't work out for us. But that looked like that was going to be fun as well.
We didn't go to any of the main theater shows or anything like that.
Well, talk about the theater. You remember?
Yeah, I was about to get into that too. Yeah, one complaint I do have of the ship and the shows is they did not build the theaters large enough on this ship for the amount of people in the shows. So, you'd have to get to these things an hour early to get a seat. And if you wanted a good seat, you need to be there really early. People would start lining up at the door waiting for them to open to get in just to get a seat. Because just about every other cruise ship I've been on, the main theater is 2 to 3 stories, and this one's just 1. Yeah. So I don't know why they did that. It's definitely a design flaw in this ship. And even though they have multiple theaters and auditoriums, none of them are big enough.
Yeah, they've got a lot of different venues to choose from on the ship, but none of them are big. So even in the center atrium area, well, I don't know if it's center, but front of the ship, they have an atrium area, kind of a staging area that's kind of out in the open. Again, people are going over there an hour before the show just to get a seat to watch Deal or No Deal type of thing. So, yeah, she's right. They have a lot of different venues to choose from, which I guess is a good thing. But you would think the main theater at least would have been a triple decker or a double decker, so that everybody can get in there to see the show.
Even the smaller ships are 2 to 3 stories, so I don't know why they did not this large ship make it multiple stories.
I guess they thought they had a lot of different venues, but still, for your main shows, you're going to have a lot of people out of 6500
It's not like the same
people.
shows playing in multiple venues, so I'm not sure why they did that. Definitely a design flaw in the ship.
So that's talking about shows in the casino. We talked about as far as entertainment up on deck. They have deck parties. They have music playing in several of the different areas, like on deck 8, but up on the Lido deck, they have deck parties. They were fine to me. They were pretty much the same as any other deck party. I didn't see anything exceptional about them.
At least on Carnival, they were your normal Carnival deck party.
I do like the open though. Everybody could see the deck party. Where on other ships, and I hate to talk about other ships, but like on the Independence of the Sea, unless you're standing right there in front of what's happening, literally in front of it, you can't see it. Not from the upper deck or lower deck. They've got so many little canopies over here, canopies over there, and then everybody's crowded around. You can't see any of the things they have going on in the deck because everything was so condensed. This was a very big and open.
Yeah, a lot of space for people to be able to see. And
yeah, a lot of space around the main pool. And of course, there were several other pools. Mm-hmm. They have the Bolt. And I didn't ride the Bolt, so she can talk about the Bolt roller coaster.
Yeah, Bolt is the roller coaster, and it's definitely worth doing because you're on a roller coaster out in the middle of the ocean on a ship. But it's not very fast. I mean, even if you're scared of roller coasters, Bolt is very, very mild. If I'd ridden it on land, I'd say this is the worst roller coaster I've ever ridden. But it's definitely you need to do it at least once, kind of a one and done thing. But I enjoyed it, but it was solely for the purpose of I'm on a cruise ship on a roller coaster. But the ride itself was pretty slow, and you can control your speed. And I had mine maxed out, and it still was pretty slow.
And then they have a ropes course. I didn't do that either, so I'll let Becca talk about the ropes course.
Again, with the ropes course, it's okay. It's probably out of all the ship ropes courses I've done, and I've done a bunch of them, it's the easiest one I've ever done. So for me, I would have rathered it be a little more challenging, but I guess for a younger kid, it's a good one. It's mostly just balance beams and stuff, and the gymnast in me, that's nothing to walk across a balance beam. I didn't even have to hold on to the ropes. I was just walking across, and so that for me that was too easy. And it does have a plank on it. The plank was pretty fun. It takes you over the side of the ocean, and it's a beautiful view if you're not scared of heights to go across it. And then it also has a zip line on it, but for our cruise, I never noticed the zip line was open. When I did the ropes course, it was not because of the wind. So that was a little disappointing. Maybe the zip line could have been fun, but it's still just a really short, small little zip line. So
it looked to me like a good ropes course. I've done a few ropes courses that are, on land. I just didn't feel like going downstairs and getting my tennis shoes, so I didn't do the ropes course. But
it's definitely good for children. If you want a challenging rope course, then that's not the ropes course for you.
Yeah, for sure. And then the other thing was slides. Becca did get me going on all 3 slides. So they have the one where the floor drops out underneath you, and that was pretty scary. But I said my prayers, and then we dropped, and I made it to the bottom unharmed. And then I tried the other 2 slides. The Twister was certainly scary a little bit, but anyway, I did all 3 slides. I liked them. They were certainly the best slides I've done at sea for me.
Yeah, the slides are good. The Twister water slide was probably one of my favorites, actually, and every Carnival ship has the Twister water slide. They're all just slightly different. That's the big yellow slide you see on all the ships. This one was really fast. I mean, it was faster than the drop slide.
It was ridiculous.
It was a lot of fun. My only thing would be, I think it would have been even more fun if it had an inner tube. But I'm not a huge fan of body slides because your back scrapes the slide. But an inner tube would have made it fun. Now, my favorite slide was the blue slide that has a little mat, and you ride on your belly on your mat down the slide, and it wasn't super fast or anything, but it was still a fun little slide. And
mine was fast.
The drop slide was fun, but it actually, like, once you just got past the initial drop, it actually kind of slowed down. It really wasn't near as scary as it looked. To me, the Twister slide was faster than the drop slide.
The Twister slide was the fastest, and but I thought the drop slide was plenty scary for me.
The anticipation of that drop is scary. I mean,
but that slide it went really fast. So all 3 of them went really fast for me, and I thought they were all fun. So I was glad I did it. We did the putt-putt.
Yeah, they were all good slides.
And the putt-putt course, is comparable to other ships, but I liked it a tad bit better than the last ship I had gone on. But so we did that, and then as far as other entertainment, that was it. So we did a late night comedy. We did the Family Feud, the casino, of course.
The pools are really good. We spent a lot of time at the pool.
They were not so overcrowded, which is amazing. Yeah, with 6,500 people on this show.
They have 3 pools: the main pool, and then they had the Tides pool, and then they had the
Serenity pool,
Summer Landing pool. Oh yeah, and the Serenity pool.
So 4 pools.
4, and then plus if you're staying in a Havana cabin, then you got the Havana pool. So, yeah, the pools were not horribly crowded. I mean, there was a day or two that they were really crowded, but it was no problem finding a chair anytime. And
I know on the Independence,
good,
I never found a lounge chair during, unless I came while everybody was on shore or something. Yeah. But I think entertainment wise, it certainly has enough for anybody.
And it has a lot of hot tubs too, but it's August. We didn't get in any of the hot tubs. It's way too hot for that. But there is a lot of hot tubs on this ship too.
And they do have a lot of shows and activities throughout the day. Just timing wise, they didn't hit for us. So we only did that adult comedy one. Like I said, New Deal or No Deal was one we definitely wanted to do, but we ended up missing that one. So, I think that there's plenty to do on the ship for anyone, every age. The only thing is if you have small babies who are still in diapers, they're not allowed in any pools.
Yes. And that goes for every Carnival ship.
But that's not the same like on
any of the water on a Carnival ship if you are not potty trained.
And then on the Royal, you have the splash-away bay, and basically anybody can go on the splash-away bay. So that would be one plus.
Yeah, I definitely think the splash area for kids is better on Royal Caribbean. But the bigger slides are much, much, much better on Carnival Mardi Gras.
Right. So if you got a really small baby and you want to put them in the water, then probably want to do a Royal ship.
Or Disney.
Disney. Well, of course, yes.
Disney or Royal.
Yes, for sure. All right. Thank you very much.